Some women don't need to raise their voices to be feared. Their presence alone shifts the temperature of a room, and their words land like lightning, sudden, direct, and unforgettable. You don't argue with these women. You survive them. And if you've ever walked away from a conversation feeling like your soul just got audited, chances are you've encountered one of the zodiac's most formidable female energies. Not all strength is gentle. Some of it cuts through illusion like a blade, demanding truth, accountability, and resilience. And when this strength is rooted in certain astrological signs, it takes on an almost mythic power, hard to define, harder to endure, and impossible to forget. If someone has ever wrecked your peace with a stare or burned your ego with a single sentence, you might know exactly the kind of energy we're talking about. Drop your date of birth, zodiac sign, and city in the comments. Let us see who in our community has walked through this emotional fire and lived to tell the tale. Some of the most difficult, powerful, and yes, even harmful women are not born that way by accident. Their astrology charts often point to signs known for their raw force, unfiltered truth, and unyielding standards. This isn't about villainizing anyone. It is about understanding what makes some energies so potent that even fate seems cautious in their presence. And if this kind of deep dive into the psyche of the zodiac is your thing, don't forget to subscribe. We don't just skim the surface here, we go to the core, where the real stories are hidden. Take Aries, for example. The Aries woman is not cruel, she's confrontational. She doesn't flirt with control, she obliterates it. The moment you try to hem her in, she becomes unmanageable, a firestorm of willpower and blunt honesty. She doesn't ease into disagreements. She charges headfirst, fueled by instinct and a deep refusal to be silenced. Her words can feel like slaps. Her exits are sudden, and her re-entries are on her terms alone. She isn't trying to be harsh. But if your ego is fragile, standing near her is like leaning too close to a bonfire. Her energy is demanding, her standards unshakable, and her patience is nearly non-existent. The more someone tries to control her, the more damage they take. She demands reaction, engagement, and truth. If she doesn't get it, she doesn't sulk, she erupts. Meanwhile, Capricorn operates in the opposite register, but don't mistake the silence for softness. Capricorn women are dangerous because of what they don't say. You won't hear the thunder before the strike. You'll just look up one day and realize you've been cut out entirely. No explanation, no argument, just an exclusion so clean it leaves a scar. She doesn't seek drama, she enforces order. Every interaction is data, and when the ledger of disappointment fills up, she simply walks away. Her boundaries are absolute, her expectations rigid, and her ability to detach is surgical. She doesn't rage, she removes. Her harm lies in the way she makes people feel irrelevant, and the terrifying part is, she means it. She doesn't believe in second chances. There's no bargaining with a Capricorn woman who's made up her mind, and once you're out of her system, you may never know what pushed her there. Now, click that like button if you've ever had to deal with someone whose silence hurt more than their words, and let S keep this astrological weather report moving. Taurus women present a deceptive calm. On the surface, they're warm, stable, and grounded. But cross them, and that ground turns into concrete. Her harm is not loud. It's glacial, slow, powerful, and irreversible. If you hurt her, she'll make you feel it. Subtly, consistently, and without saying a word. Her resentment simmers, thick and unmoving, and she's capable of holding a grudge like it's a family heirloom. She'll delay your requests, forget what matters to you, and toss subtle reminders that you've fallen from grace. And if you push her further, she'll withdraw so completely you'll wonder if she was ever really there at all. She won't explode, she'll evaporate. And when she disappears emotionally, no apology will bring her back. She won't fight you. She'll just become a wall, and every effort to climb it will be met with a silence that screams, "You were warned." Gemini, on the other hand, doesn't withdraw. She dazzles, destabilizes, and dominates with her mind. A Gemini woman's harm isn't in physical resistance, it's psychological warfare. She'll slice through your confidence with a casual comment that lingers in your head for weeks. She doesn't argue, she disorients. One minute she's warm and engaging, the next she's cool and dismissive, as if your entire existence has shifted categories in her mind. Her intellect moves faster than your emotions, and if you can't keep up, she'll grow bored or brutal. Her words are her weapons, and she uses them with precision. Sarcasm is her shield, mockery, her mirror. She doesn't cry with you. She questions your logic, and her questions sting because they're rarely wrong. Gemini women don't coddle, they challenge, and their unpredictability makes it nearly impossible to ground yourself when you're close to one. She's a riddle wrapped in a contradiction, and every attempt to box her in ends with her lighting the box on fire. And then there's Leo. The Leo woman doesn't ask for power, she radiates it. Her presence demands attention, and if it's not freely given, she'll take it through sheer force of charisma. To some, she's intoxicating, to others, unbearable. She doesn't tolerate being overlooked, and if someone else threatens her spotlight, her claws come out, not physically but psychologically. She'll undermine your confidence without raising her voice, often with just a glance. Her need to dominate is often cloaked in elegance, but it's ever present. To earn her respect, you must be impressive, confident and capable, but never too much or you become a threat. It's a delicate balance and most fail. Her generosity is real, but it's conditional. She gives, but she expects adoration in return. And if that doesn't come, she becomes calculating, reminding you of every favor, every kindness, every time she made you feel seen. So you never forget who held the power. Her memory is long, and she stores offenses like royal debts. Cross her and you'll face a queen scorned, cold, cutting, and impossible to dethrone. What makes these women so hard to handle isn't just their strength. It's their unwillingness to make themselves smaller for anyone's comfort. They challenge, they provoke, they unsettle the parts of others that rely on ease, passivity, or illusion. They're not here to be liked, they're here to be felt. And whether that feeling leaves you inspired or scorched depends entirely on whether you tried to confine them, deceive them, or take them for granted. To be close to these women is to accept the risk of being reshaped by fire, silence, stubbornness, speed, or pride, but it's also a chance to grow into something stronger. These are the women who don't just leave an impression, they leave a mark. And whether they were a storm you survived or the mirror that revealed your blind spots, you don't forget them. Which sign left their signature on your life? Were you scorched by an Aries, frozen out by a Capricorn, shaken by a Gemini? Tell us in the comments. Your story could help someone else decode the chaos. And if you want more deep dives into the real mechanics of zodiac energy, beyond cliches and soft labels, subscribe for your next dose of raw cosmic insight. Don't forget to like this video if you've ever been impacted by a woman whose strength was so intense it felt like a force of nature. And remember, sometimes the most harmful energy is also the most transformative. Subscribe for more astrology that hits harder than a retrograde.